What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we have to talk about a rumor from Jeff Grubb where he says that Ghost of Tsushima 2 and Dragon Age Dreadwolf won't be part of the PlayStation Showcase. Now, you're free to believe him, not believe him. I know people have opinions all over the place on Jeff Grubb. Here's the quick thing for me. I wanted to make this video mainly because Ghost of Tsushima 2. To be honest with you, I have no idea why Dragon Age Dreadwolf was even brought up. I don't know if there's anybody on planet Earth that even thought or I brought up. You know, we had made several prediction videos at this point and talking about the showcase. I've never seen somebody that said, oh man, I really am expecting Dragon Age Dreadwolf to be there. Now, this is a game that's not too far out, and we've heard about it, and, you know, originally maybe it was going to try to sneak into this year. Then, based off EA, you know, their official statements, it's not coming out till, like, at least spring, if not later, of next year. It's not even tied to Sony, it's EA. So I honestly think Summer Game Fest with Jeff Keighley's shown off Dragon Age like 4 different times over the past 2 or 3 years. He always has them at one of his shows. So I never expected Dragon Age at the PlayStation Showcase. So just to kind of put that aside for right now, Ghost of Tsushima 2. So that's the big one. That I think is okay. Well, if you believe Jeff, then that's something I think to talk about there because, you know, it's not a slam dunk. It's probably still years away from coming out, and I guess maybe that's how they're looking at it, right? If this is a game that comes out summer or fall of even 2025, which I think that's probably the earliest that we get it, and that may still be too early. You know, I mean, yes, that's 5 years after Ghost, you know, the original, but then you also had Icky Islands, you had the multiplayer. Did those push it back? I mean, and we don't really know. Actually, I mean, there were kind of statements when the Icky Island DLC came out to indicate, well, obviously that had to have been at least a small part of the team, if not, you know, a good amount. So maybe that did push the base game back. And so what does that mean? Well, maybe does that mean 2026? So I guess what I'm getting at is this. This almost would be a sign to me of PlayStation's continued, I would say, being quiet about certain games. So, you know, with Spider-Man, you announced that early, I suppose. I mean, you announce it 2 years early, and then you disappear entirely, which is similar and yet different than, say, God of War Ragnarok, which had extremely little information. And they also technically announced that game about 2 or so years before it came out. So, you know, somewhat similar strategies. That actually makes you believe Ghost could happen, right? Because you say 2023 to 2025, that's 2 years. But then look at what happened with God of War Ragnarok. Look what's happened with Spider-Man. They just haven't said anything. I guess the question is, would you rather have Ghost 2 be announced now and then for it to come out in 2 years, or maybe next year, maybe late next year, that's when you get the announcement, and then it comes out 1 year or less later? I mean, I think there's something kind of exhilarating, kind of fun to that. Of course, I love knowing about games, you know, years and years before they come out, but at the same time, that has plenty of negatives. There's something cool to like what Mortal Kombat just did, right? We've heard about it. We knew it was coming for months at this point, since like February at the very least, but from when they officially announce it to when it comes out, it's 4 months. That's an extremely quick turn. I miss that. I miss that stuff. So it's disappointing because this, when we've talked about it, this could have been a really big thing, right? Could have been like a closure of the showcase. You could have said, okay, we're going to start with Spider-Man. You'll have Wolverine. You'll have all these, you know, Last of Us, so many other things. And then we're going to close on a teaser for Ghost of Tsushima 2, or whatever it's called. It doesn't have to be called that, right? That would have been a really good closing of the show. And obviously, if you believe Jeff, and I believe he either got the date right or he predicted the Thursday, and it's the Wednesday. So, I mean, you could take that and say, well, that's close enough, so you're going to believe him, or maybe you don't believe him. That's okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.